Hi everyone, thank you so much for joining me. This is Jen here from tarotspirit.net, and I'm doing the May 2017 monthly reading for Libra. So thanks for joining me, Libra. I'm going to shuffle a little bit more. So everyone take a deep breath. I'm using the Mystic Dreamer Tarot this month. Okay, let's get started. Okay. Interesting. So at the bottom of the deck, the underlying foundation or underlying energy is the Six of Wands, the victory card, the recognition, the accolades, the reward for hard work and dedication that you've put into something. So being at the bottom of the deck, there's some sort of victory. You're conquering something. And just from the brief look at the cards, this is going to be conquering your inner, your own negative mental dialogue and thoughts. And I keep doing this. So I look at the bottom of the deck to fill in this card, but then what happens is I put this down because I don't want to have the huge deck in my way, and I end up seeing this card and then I read this card. So, well, I should just have both. Defending yourself without being defensive. And I think that's really important of that energy. This month, being able to separate emotions and thoughts. And you guys are air signs, so you are thought-based, but because you're the scales and you want everything to be balanced, you do look at everybody's side, and which is beautiful and wonderful. And you guys are Venus, you're beautiful, you're wonderful. But sometimes you can become codependent and see the other person's side so much that it's hard to then separate out and rise above it, cut your emotional ties, and do what you do best and make the good decision. So you can do that for other people, but it's a little more difficult, like everyone. So it's not just a Libra thing, when you're intimately involved in something. And so this month is going to be about learning how to disentangle, remove yourself, separate yourself, and be able to see where you have where you may be too close to a situation, where you may be in denial about something because of your ability to see all sides, but to the point where you get lost in that. Okay, I'm going to keep reading because I don't need to belabor that. The focus is the Three of Swords. And so even though this is a sword card, this is not a cups card, which is emotions. Swords are mental. So as much as, this gets read as the broken heart card, which I've always struggled with but wait a minute, this isn't emotions. A broken heart would be in the realm of the Suit of Cups. This is the sword card. So this is more, I heard Christopher Byrne, I think his name is, he has a YouTube channel. I heard him once refer to this as the truth hurts. And, swords are truth. The truth comes out when swords are on the table, especially the aces. the ace. But so that is more, I tend to read that card more with that interpretation than the heartache card. It's like the truth hurts. Something's coming out. And I'm already going to jump to the near future. It's something you've been in denial about. And you're going to have to face your denial coming up here real soon. But remember what I said about the basis, the foundation here with that victory card and the card of defending yourself without getting defensive. This is the lesson you're learning this month, is that you're going to remove the swords from the heart. You're going to remove getting sucked in emotionally when you're trying to see all sides. And the truth is going to prevail over everything, and you're going to be able to see things clearly and realize that you are not being unfair by siding with yourself if you are in the right. If you can take the emotions out of the situation and look at it objectively like you can for everyone else, you would see that siding with yourself does not mean you're not being fair to the other person. You have, so the Three of Swords, and then you have the Three of Cups. I don't really like to read too predictively because I don't think it's very helpful. I think exploring how we deal with situations and is much more beneficial than saying, oh, this is going to happen or this is what's happening, because I think it takes your personal power out of the reading. And for me, tarot cards are a spiritual journey and a way of improving myself and bettering myself, not what's going to happen tomorrow. Am I going to get a yes or no? Because that takes out that I have any ability to influence my journey here. But I will say that these two together could mean a third party in a relationship. So I'll just put it out there. But it also could be, someone at work getting involved where their nose doesn't belong, or things like that. So maybe too many cooks in the kitchen. But it is also a card of emotional support. So I would say, as you're going through this realization, that surround yourself with people who support you, not people who enable you, not people. So that's the big, this codependent and enabling theme, because we have the denial card here. You don't want someone that's going to allow you to go back to someone when you finally stand up for yourself here. And you have the Eight of Cups under that, walking away from an emotional situation that no longer serves you. If you're in this situation, it no longer serves you. So why do you want to stay in it? You have a few people here on the table. You have a lot of Cups cards and Pentacles cards too. The Queen of Cups is an emotionally mature woman who, you can see she's by the water, but she's not in the water. So she's very aware of her emotions. Water represent emotions. She's very aware of her emotions, and she keeps in touch with them, but she's not ruled by them. She's not just immersed in her emotions. So she can be, again, that kind and supportive person without without losing herself like in someone else, that she can be supportive without getting sucked in. So that's the energy you're coming into, and it's that energy, this maturity, even though you're an air sign, coming in, that is going to allow you to finally see this situation for what it is, because you're staying removed emotionally. You don't need to get sucked in emotionally to other people's stuff, and it's going to ultimately break your denial. So you need to change something. This is the higher wisdom, okay, of this month for you guys. And this is slow, steady change. This is change in home, in work, in health, in money, dealing with your money. So this is taking some practical changes. So you may need to literally move to get yourself out of this situation. You may need to move out of your house. May need to move to a different office, to a different job. You may need to stop going somewhere where you may run into this person, or where this situation, I mean, maybe the situation's happening at your kid's daycare. I mean, it doesn't have to be a relationship, and it doesn't have to be your whole life, but there's some part of your life that that this is would be talking about. But it can then really affect your whole life, because when you learn a lesson like this, like, I'm not going to be codependent, I'm not going to take on someone else's drama or get sucked in or anything like that. That's a really really good skill to bring to the rest of your life, to not get entangled and emotionally caught up in other people's journeys. Everyone is here to deal with their own lessons and learn their own lessons and deal with their own stuff. And it's not our job. And quite frankly, it's a bit of an ego thing, where we think we can solve other people's problems, or that we're responsible for them. It's like, I know I have a million lifetimes of wisdom and shit of my own to deal with. I don't need to be intimately involving myself in other people's drama. And that took me a long time to learn. I'm a Libra moon. And boy, it's freeing. It's like, no, I'm not, don't feel guilty. Don't get sucked in. It's not your job to fix other people or fix other people's situation. And it's kind of like, I had to say to myself, Jen, get over yourself. Who do you think you are? This isn't your problem. Mind your own business. So I didn't mean to be did that sound really harsh? But I was really talking to myself there more than anything. But this is what you guys are going to be realizing for yourself. Like, what the hell am I doing? I don't need to get caught up in their bullshit. Like, I have plenty of my own stuff to work on. But it's really going to, something you've been in denial about, like, it's going to be put right in your face this month, and you're not going to be able to stay in denial anymore. And that can be really scary, but it can be really, really freeing too. Like, you know what? This isn't my battle to fight. This isn't my situation to fix. And you're going to say, hey, I mean, this is taking a stand. Nope. Like, pretend this is your emotional well-being, this water back here. Nope, you're not getting through to my emotional happiness. I'm taking a stand, and no more. This will happen no more. And taking those blinders off. And then look at all these beautiful cards up here. So how you're feeling in this situation, a new emotional beginning. Like, it's like you're free. You're opening up to love. You're opening up to new emotional experiences. And it's almost like emotional experiences have been negative in the past. They've always held this negativity. I mean, look at this card. And it's like you've been released from that. And look how beautiful this. It's like this beautiful emotional new beginnings washing over you, and it's almost like a cleansing. It's because you're looking at things and you've broken down those mental blocks in your brain. You're just seeing it from a whole fresh perspective. And it ushers in a new emotional beginning, an offer. So it's like you've healed yourself. You've no longer looking at things in a negative light, and you're releasing the past and understanding that you can interact in relationships in a different way, and that you're not going to tolerate that behavior. It isn't like, how do I end up with these guys that are emotionally abusive, or how do I end up with these girls that just take from me? And then you'll realize, because I let it happen, that's why. And I'm no longer afraid of new experiences because I'm no longer in denial. I'm no longer blaming. I'm accepting the fact that I allowed myself to be codependent, or or accept behaviors. And so I'm not afraid of trying new things and new relationships and new experiences, because I get it now, and I'm not going to uh, ignore red flags or allow myself. So I'm not afraid to get into relationships anymore, because I have confidence in myself that I can deal with it. And this guy's energy, this is hopes and dreams. I mean, he's hopes or fears, but he can maintain this new way of being. He won't allow himself to get beaten down and slip back into his old ways. He's able to maintain his enthusiasm and his passion and his inspiration and his desire to move forward in a new way. So he is saying, you have the energy to maintain this. This isn't a fleeting thing. This isn't like you finally break up with someone who's been abusive, or you're just not a good match, and then you're just going to go right back to him. No, this is, you have two change cards. You are literally either removing yourself from the situation, and you're just not going to emotionally be the same person. You're not going to be emotionally available for the wrong type of people anymore. And you end with this long, sustainable change in how you live your life. You're able to manage your life in a way that you're in charge of it. You're not allowing other people to influence and dictate where you spend your time, money, energy, emotions, love, support, whatever. You are in charge, and you decide what is worth your time, energy, support, love, thoughts, you name it. But you're in charge, and you no longer feel guilty or sad, or you recognize the victim mentality, and you don't get sucked in. You're able to see things clearly in your own life, and not allow your kind nature to allow people to take advantage of you, or to put yourself, let's look at it, let's own it, in these situations any further. And this is a sustainable change in your life that will serve you very well. It'll make you more grounded and centered, and there's just going to be much more peace and tranquility and happiness and peace. It's peace that just keeps coming to my mind. Just a calmness that maybe has been lacking till now. So thank you so much, Libra, for joining me. I hope you have a wonderful May, and I'll see you at the next reading. Take care.